What is up, everybody, and welcome to Paranormal Static. What's up, B?
What up, Rob?
What's going on? Hello, Miss Sherry. What's going on, dear? So, we ain't got a whole lot of the old style stuff to talk about tonight, do we, B?
Nope, we sure don't.
Nope. Love you too, dear. But we're going to be coming into some new things we're going to be talking about tonight, and PD's going to be trying. Well, good evening, Miss Dorothy. What's up? Eldon McInville. What's up, brother? Facebook user, what's up? What's up? And another Facebook user, hello guys, what's going on? All right, so we got a special guest with us tonight. He's going to be helping us talk about a lot of this stuff because we work real close with this fella, and he is brilliant at what he does. Very close friend of ours, and he don't need no introduction. Everybody knows Mr. Our Haunted Lives, Mr. David Taylor.
Gentlemen, it is so great to be with two of my favorite human beings in the world. I have the preacher. Oh, sorry, the preacher on this side. No, the preacher right up here. Sorry, and the reaper right over here. So
That's right.
it's
Oh,
great to see your guys' faces again. I know we haven't worked since basically Halloween and stuff like that. But thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Well, we got a Facebook user said, okay, spirits are real. That I know. So what is next? Are you going to disturb them or are you going to help them? That's my question. Well,
Mm,
we're going to legitimize them.
yeah,
That is the
that's
best way I can put it. We're going to legitimize
yeah.
it. And, I guess I'll start at the beginning. We all came into this field for a reason. Every one of us. Something drew us to this field. And somewhere along the line, a lot of us have really got away from what drew us to this field.
Yeah.
And we need to get back to that. The main reason, me personally, that I come into the field is because I wanted answers. I wanted to know what was going on. I wanted to know if what I was seeing and experiencing was actually real. Is it in my head? Is it what is it? I want to know. And that's what we're getting back to. This fame and fortune and all this ridiculous crap that's going on now, that's done, that's gone. Now it's time to legitimize and get back to answer my questions. I'm still here to answer questions for my clients 100%. But now it's time to step back and answer questions that we've had that we've never got the answer to.
Yeah. I mean, Brian, do you want to elaborate on that real quick? Or
that's why I feel about it. It seems like now we've got into it more to, going with our equipment and stuff, relying on that more than ourselves. And I've got to the point I want to go in with myself and communicate with the soul that's there and try to get all the answers that I need.
yeah, it's kind of a when you go into a place and Rob, you and I were talking earlier about how you approach an investigation of whether you're in a good mood or bad mood, or things that are actually happening in space. um, it's really great to hear from both you and Brian of how you're actually really trying to embrace of what's going on in the place instead of just going on or going into a place of with all your equipment. The equipment's great.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And thank you for everybody who's on. Hi, how are you? Sorry, Facebook user. You can type your name in, so we can say hello to you. But it's just one of those things of people that have abilities that are going into places, uh, kind of have like a one up on us, you know, and they can feel what's going on, you know. But if we're going into a place and we're in a bad mood, it's the grumpy ghost is going to show up. If we're going up into an investigation and we're all happy, it's going to be a really good investigation. What do you guys think about that?
Well, to piggyback off of what you're saying, you're absolutely correct. And I've dug just a little bit deeper into that.
Okay.
And I've come to the realization by doing ITC research, your attitude, your mood, the way you act changes the frequency that you resonate on. Okay, so if you go in there and you're angry, you're on one frequency. If you go in there and you're happy, you're on a whole different frequency. Now, depending on your frequency that you're trying to communicate on is going to depend on the frequency that they can communicate to you. I mean, think about it. Spirits are going to react to a happy environment. I really believe that. People that's laughing, that's having a great time, they're more aimed to communicate with those type of situations versus somebody who's angry and grumpy and gung ho with a K2 meter. Where you at? What's your name?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, you got to get out of that stuff.
Sure. And I was looking over at the comments. Michael, you have to ground yourself. Michael, I'm a huge advocate of protecting yourself and grounding yourself before you go into a an investigation. It's just something you have to do, and it just depends on what energies you want or what spirits or gods that you believe in. There's many things that you can do that. So, Michael, thank you for adding that comment. So
That's it. Brian, what's your take on it?
I think the same as me. Usually, I'm usually happy, go lucky, always full of energy. I usually get some pretty good evidence. But if I go in angry or something on mine, I usually don't get a whole lot because it's like I'm not tuned into it.
That's it. And it's like the scenario that I give a lot of people. If me and Brian on one side of the road and we're laughing, cutting up, having a great time, and then, for instance, David and Billy Bob's on the other side of the road and they're arguing and having a not so great time, who are you aiming to go speak to? The argument or the happy people? You know what I mean?
yeah.
Spirits think the same way.
Now you're Hitty, you're not late. You're getting into a great conversation here of what we really need to get into with the
What's up, AJ?
AJ. Thanks, brother. Thanks for coming up. It's really, Robert, of when we get down to it, when we get down to what we're actually doing. And you brought up a really good point of our conversation today of how we really kind of piggyback off of the equipment we have, and we're setting a REV pod up and we're all sitting around. There's like 8 people sitting around, and they're all just like watching us, and everybody's watching it intently, and we're trying to manifest stuff that is trying to make it go off. But the point you made was incredible. You know what? Let's just set it up of where we think we have activity, set a camera up, documents of, have an ED or whatever, and document what the things were, keep the ED there and have a camera on that, and also the REM pod, and go outside.
That's it.
And just let whatever is going on go on, and then come back like in about a half an hour or whatever. Review the footage, review what was recorded on the ED, and then keep the ED there for another half an hour to see what happened afterwards. A big thing that I learned this past weekend that we were at Mass Paracon, and OHL sponsored that, but it was documentation. Documentation in anything you do is extremely, extremely important, because if you don't have documentation of what went on, people can question you. You know what I'm saying? Just writing it down, or having it on video, like writing it down on video. Hey, these are the readings right here, and then while something's going on, these are the readings that happen, and then afterwards. So it just really it's really hard when you use the crutch of there you go, Robert. I'm going to do it too. How do you do it? Like this?
Yeah,
Oh, there you go. Thank
that,
you.
I ain't
that's
never
my
got right.
symbol of a knowledge of
So
people, so
yeah,
I don't go over
so
you walking.
it's just an interesting thing of the theories that we were going back to when we were talking
Yep.
earlier today, Robert. So not using crutch, using your instincts and a flashlight and a fucking tape recorder. Pardon my French, and go from there, and just investigate. So go on. I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
took over the show. I'm sorry. So
And he's exactly right. That's what PD is doing now. We're to the point now, and I want to give a shout out to Barry Fitzgerald for reminding me of this. The equipment is built for a reason. You have to let the equipment work. You have to let the equipment do its job. You can't sit there and walk around with a piece of equipment in your hand and expect to get a true 100% accurate reading. You need to put the equipment down, record the equipment, and let the equipment do its job. And then when you go back in, you can leave the equipment there if you choose to, or you can do like we do and put it
sure.
up and then investigate yourself.
Hey, Robert, there's a question on here. Yeah. So, what are my thoughts on digital versus analog? There's lots of questions about what you can get via digital and analog. Um, it just depends. I really don't know how to address this question. I'm trying to, but I have gotten things on analog stuff that has been absolutely incredible. I was at the old South Pittsburgh Hospital with Joshua Joyner, and we caught something that was absolutely incredible on an analog. You know, but I've also captured some incredible things on the digital recorder. So it just depends on what you like. And as of now, for myself, and I don't know about Robert Bryan, but I'm really like kind of leaning towards analog because I think it's more truthful of what you're getting, and not just really kind of picking up things, of what might be out there. What are your thoughts?
I agree 100%. I think that you're more aimed to get a better recording on analog due to the fact of course, the impedance.
Yeah,
The impedance of digital is so much different than analog. And then you got to think with analog, there's nothing around here anymore that really runs analog. So it's a
yeah,
dead
yeah,
frequency.
yeah.
Where if you go to digital, everything is digital. Now, how can you not say you're not picking up interference from a cell phone, a tower, a TV station? There's just so much to digital that you have to look at now.
Sure, sure. Yeah. What do you think, Brian?
I think the same thing, man, because you can get all kinds of outside interference on the digital.
You're good, Brian. Go
It's
ahead.
okay, buddy.
uh,
It's
with
okay,
the
man. It's
with
just a
the
dog.
yeah, it is. And with the analog, it's like you said, more true, and that's what we started off with, and they're
Yeah.
phenomenal.
Facebook user says, so which way do you use your flashlight?
The only way we use
What?
our flashlight is to cut it on and see where we're
Yeah,
going.
yeah,
Sorry.
exactly.
Yeah.
There's so many things that can go on with the flashlight, of how the battery actually kind of interacts with the connection. You have to be very careful of when you're asking, spirits of gosh, what am I trying to say? Of how the connection is with spirits. It's just very for me. I really don't follow it.
Yeah.
Uh, I understand that some people might get some things, but if you turn it all the way off and not just to where it is connecting and not connecting, um, you'll see the responses, and I'm pretty sure there will be none. So, and that's a bold thing to say because I know a lot of people use it, but I'm sorry, I'm not a fan.
Well, me and Brian's did a lot of experience with the flashlights. We've tried the halogen, we've tried the LEDs, we've
Sure.
tried different versions of the mag light. And one thing that I realized on the old fluorescent halogens, they have a spring in the back,
Yeah.
and that spring can give a faulty connection to make it come on and off. Now, on
Mhm.
the digital ones, when we took it apart to inspect it, the connection between the twist top and the actual uh, circuitry that makes that
Sure.
light come on and off are so close. Whenever you barely turn that light till it turns off,
Yeah.
it still sends a spark through there,
Yeah.
and that
Yeah.
spark will catch that resistor sooner or later and light that thing up. So
Yeah.
I'm not
And
downing anybody that's using it. I'm just saying we
no,
don't.
no, not at all. I mean, keep using it. If it's working for you, that's great. But please understand the technology behind it, and understand that you might get some false positives, and that's with everything that we have of um, whether it be, oh, so just leave it on while investigating. Uh, Yeah, you can, but I'm pretty sure I'll bet pretty solid money that nothing will happen to it.
Yeah. And
And
see,
I'm
if you leave
sorry.
it on and it dims
Yeah,
out, then we got to go check the voltage of your batteries.
yeah, yeah. There's so many things that actually go into investigating that people actually don't understand. Of where it goes to, faulty batteries. That could be why your REM pod's going off or your K2. That's why I know it. I know it's very expensive for some people, but whenever I go into an investigation, I always know that I have fresh batteries that are going into. Whether I have K2 or my spirit box or anything that I have, it's just, hey Andy, how are you? Of just making sure that they're fresh, so and then you can document. Um, I use Liberty for light to turn it on. Well, I mean, if something's turning it on, something's turning it on. I mean, I'm not denying you, of what's happening. I mean, if there's something happening in your house and you're like that, please document it.
That's right.
Document. When you go to bed, document when it comes on, and document when it goes off, because then you have a whole a whole thing that you can give to somebody,
That's good.
and if you can, try to video it, so that's the biggest thing is, Rob, what we were talking about earlier is documentation
Yep.
of the things that we're trying to come up with. Well, actually, what you're coming up with, and the one thing I came up with, and it's just you know we've been doing this for a long time, but we have
Amen.
no documentation. you know,
What's going on, brother Cody? Hope everything's going
hey
good your
And
way.
Alexander, how are you, buddy?
and the bad
Thanks.
thing about it, when we first started, I'd write down the cases and write down everything. We just got away from that.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's what's happened to everybody, Brian. You know,
Oh yeah,
we just really kind of lean back on video and the other devices, and we're just like, hey, what up? Here we go. We're ghost hunting, and here we are, and we got our infrared light, and everything's scary and stuff like that. But you know, um, the trend is now, but it's not a trend. It's not a trend, but it's a thing of where everybody's going back to how it was, because that's how it really needs to be. And Rob made a really good point. Rob, would you tell me what you want to do with like REM pods and stuff? When we had our conversation earlier today.
Uh, you talking about the one that I'm in the process of?
No, of just like kind of leaving it there and
Yeah,
then just recording it
you take
and
uh,
having like an ED,
there you go.
and taking readings there. If we see something, we can take the readings of what's going on at the time, and then thanks, Jennifer. Thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And then taking readings afterwards, you know, and then
Yep.
just going in and saying, okay, this is a hot spot. You
That's right.
know, let's kind of sit down and listen and feel what we're feeling and use our six senses,
That's
because
it.
those are
Amen.
the greatest things we've ever had, and we've really gone towards the technical side, and I'm a tech geek, just like you guys are. I love
Yep.
it, you know, but you know what, I get better experiences when I don't have anything like that, and we can talk about Hamlet of, how, when I went into the Masonic Lodge and then upstairs and I was like,
Hmm.
this is boom, 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 boom. So we can go into that if you want.
Yeah, equipment's good, but when you start to investigate with it, it seems like you're paying more attention to that equipment than you are your
Absolutely.
surroundings.
That's
You
it.
like you
Absolutely.
got to focus on that and more what's going on around you.
And
Yeah.
David made a good point to me earlier today in our conversation. Whenever you're on an investigation and nothing is happening, you ain't nothing's going on, you find yourself drawn to grab that equipment to try to make things happen.
Yeah.
And that's it's just the wrong side of the fence for me. I want to catch that evidence that I cannot debunk, I cannot disprove it. I want that EVP out of thin air, not through a radio. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what I'm searching for now, because I need answers and I can't get answers with a radio. I can only get answers through investigative skills and
Sure.
not being a paranormal investigator no more. I got to stop that. I got to start turning back into a paranormal scientist.
That's a bold statement, but a really good statement. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying, Rob? And hey guys, hey Perfect. The thing that was happening. Yeah, yeah, he is, Alex. Yeah, yeah. I think we all are as investigators.
You
You know,
crazy, Cody.
but still, um, what we were experiencing with the seance with Patty, and then the digital seance with Ron and Lourdes, Yvette, of things that you're experimenting with now, Rob, of working on. I'm not going to say it because I don't want to expose what you're working on,
Yeah.
but these things that we were working on, um, there are no voices on these channels. It's
Nope.
it's it's not it's not AM FM, and it's not 200 things like this. It's not anything like that. And there are things coming through that will blow your mind. Rob is working on things that are going to improve ITC theories of how you actually talk to spirits or energies, and same with Run Wars. They're doing kind of the same thing, and they have a bit of the software, and Rob is working on different things on that thing. But when you're on a channel, and Rob, you've been there. Brian, have you been at Rob's when
Yep.
it just there's just nothing there, and then all
Mhm.
of a sudden says, "Say, hey, what's going on? How many people are here? Two," and you're like, "What the?" you know, like it just said two, and there's nobody on that channel.
That's
It's
right.
not AM/FM. It's not forward. It's not reverse. It's just really, really kind of weird. So,
And to piggyback off of what he's saying, Brian, let me see if I still got it on here. If you're interested in what led me to the ITC research that I do,
yeah,
I'm gonna play you just a little short video I made for a really
do it,
close
buddy.
group of friends of mine, and you'll see what's taught me what I know so far.
There you go, buddy.
He's got a suit, three-piece suit. He's all dressed up and going nowhere.
Great song.
Now that right there people look at that and they're like, oh, that's just amateur radio, ham radio. Okay, yes, it is. But what people don't realize is that in order to learn and to pass these tests to get into ham radio, you have to know the components. You have to know the electronics. You have to know the frequencies.
Yeah.
You have to know what the difference between a resistor and a capacitor is. These are the things that help us when we're trying to develop equipment to get off of this AM FM band that we're stuck on.
Yeah.
It's a good way and a good tool to use that is very cheap for you to get the knowledge you need to be able to think outside of the box.
Yeah, and that's what you're doing, and that's what PD is doing of their research, and they're expanding of how they want to contact energies or spirits. So when you're doing that, there's, I don't know, man. You can bring somebody in from the news, you know what I'm saying, and show them of what station you're on, and there's nothing there, and ask a question, and it says, "Hey, Brian," and he's like, "What? I didn't even ask a question." It's just there's no, hey, there's no way to really discredit what comes through on ham radio or those megahertz channels of, and what is it, 0 to 77? I'm sorry, Robert, I don't want to give away your
Well, actually, you can go from 0 to 200 pretty easy. 200 megahertz,
and there's nobody on it. There's no one. There's no one. So we're going back of we're coming full circle to where we're going back to how it was really at the beginning of, when the TV shows went off at 12 o'clock and they played, whatever, and waved a flag, you know what I'm saying? They played, God Bless America or anything like that. And then 12:01, it was just blank. And there were people who were listening to the white noise. And that's what you really need to get into, is the white noise, because then it is undeniable. And that's my opinion. Okay, that's my opinion. Because if the spirit boxes are great, your portals are great, but it's still radio static. And if you have nobody on that channel, yeah, I don't know, debate me on it.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what to say. I mean, maybe somebody from Mars can come up and say something. I don't know. So I have no idea.
It's possible.
Yeah.
And Mark brought up a good point here. We are giving the amateur radio test this Saturday at Richmond County 911 Center. Oh, excuse me, if anybody is interested.
Yeah, please do. Please do. And please work on the Hitty reinstall. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, ain't lying.
No, I mean, please. Oh. Yeah. I mean, Alex, you're exactly right. It's just, I always kind of tell people, when you look up at noon, it's 1 minute and 30 seconds back in time. So, you can always go back in time and look up. So go on.
So as far as us going back to the old ways,
Yeah.
PD's still going to be using equipment. We still have Paratape. We're still going to be building some equipment, but we're not going to be building the equipment that you can go buy at Go Stop. We're not going to be building the equipment you can order off of Amazon or eBay. We're trying to start building to the new era that we're trying to unfold here. So the new equipment we're coming out with is going to be that. It's not going to be electronics with AM FM radio. It's not going to be just your normal REM pod that picks up electromagnetic energy.
Especially my brainchild.
Yeah. Brian's new idea, which is behind this curtain. That's all I'm gonna say.
Uh-oh.
It's gonna be amazing. But before I can sit here and put it out, we have to put it in the field. We have to test it.
Sure.
We have to make sure that it's legit, because we're not just gonna put anything out there to try to take people's money for. Mr. Anthony, what is up, brother?
What's going on?
Podcast.
Anthony, thank you for coming by. I really appreciate it. Thank
Let's see. I've investigated an old home and an 8-year-old spirit looking for his mom and touched my hand. His name was Emmett.
Hmm. Well, uh, good luck with that. Uh, those things are very different from other investigations. Robert and Brian, you do more residential than I do, so
Yeah.
you probably would know more about that. Um, you know, I had a great conversation with somebody in Massachusetts about her home, and I really kind of really led her to really kind of learn the history of her home. You know, see who owned it before, see what happened before, learn the history of the land before that. And kind of led her to the local librarian or the local historian of the town. So that's the only way that I can really kind of lead somebody to that. And I don't
Yeah.
know if you guys agree with that or not, but it's a good start for something like that.
Yeah. And not changing the subject, but just letting everybody know. I know you see on the new background that we're running tonight, which is out there to overlay up. You see, there's different gold parafam signs up there now.
Oh, look at that.
It's not what people's used to seeing with the little blue G with the ghost in it, and it's because parafam is taking a different approach to everything as well. It's not just PD that's making this change. A lot of us is trying to make changes because we've got to the point to where the paranormal field is getting to the point to where it's at a halt, in my opinion. And there's a lot of drama, there's a lot of fussing and backstabbing, and this team's better than this team, and this team, and it's just it's got to the point to where I'm honestly almost ashamed to say I'm part of it. So I try to take ourselves and think outside of the box and just ignore all that stuff and try to rise above it and just keep doing what we're doing. I don't tune into a lot of Facebook anymore, honestly, because of the things that was going on. And, you get so tired of hearing it.
Yeah.
But, like it says, you'll see it in our outro video when this show is over. To the paranormal investigators out there who are legit and really trying to bust their butt and get the evidence or get the answers that they seek, kudos to you.
Yeah.
That's what this field is about. And if everybody would just stop with the who's the best, and work together, just like PD and Our Haunted Lives has done, PD and Mackinville, PD and Paranormal Brew, Get Haunted Network. There's so many, all these logos at the bottom down here. We all work together, Raven Paranormal, all of us. We're trying to get to the point to where we can get answers for the field and answers for us. That the reason we got into the field. All this other stuff is garbage and it just needs to go on somewhere. And I'm going to repeat something Elton McInville said, and it's probably going to piss a lot of people off, but I
It's
really don't
okay.
care.
It's okay.
And that is, if you want to be in Hollywood, go to Hollywood. Don't come to the paranormal field. Point blank.
Exactly. It's like the paranormal field now, I think, as a personal opinion, the paranormal field now is like at a stall.
What's
We
up,
need
Vic?
to like rise above the paranormal field, be above that.
That's it.
I'll give
Lisa,
you
what
this
is
one,
up, Miss Lisa?
sir.
She said there is so much of that going on. No one wants to talk directly with the person. They'd rather tell everyone so people turn on you. And that's it. And
Lisa,
I'm not going to tell
you're
you
so
a lie.
right. Yeah.
Lisa, I post. If you go look at my personal page, I posted a post this morning that I thought was rather interesting. And what it says is that a person will turn on you, and then they turn other people on you, and then all they do is put their time and energy on you. Stop and think about. Look how powerful you are. You're so powerful that all these people are putting their time and energy into you.
Yeah.
Let them do it. Who cares?
Exactly. Like me and
Just
Robert's always said, you got a problem with us, come straight to us.
That's
yeah,
it.
it's just boring. Hey,
Got
thanks,
you there.
God, thanks, Angela. It's so boring that what happens in this community, and you guys really really hit it on the head of how people think they're better than this or whatever. Listen, I don't care how you investigate.
Nope.
I don't give a fuck. Sorry for
Well, you're
saying it.
good.
I don't care. Okay? What I care about is that we're advancing what we're doing. that is the whole thing
Amen.
of what we're trying to do here. It's not about who is here, who is there, who is this, who is that. I don't fucking care, man.
Nope.
If you want to investigate with me, go
Let's
on
go.
down to North Carolina,
Let's
and
go.
we'll go investigate. And you might have a different approach than myself, and I might not agree with that. But I'm not going to blast you out and say like you don't know what you're doing, because how can any of us say that we're experts at what we're doing? We're still
Exactly.
learning. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? It's just boring. You know what I'm saying, Rob and Ryan? It's
Yep.
just boring of these people going, well, my team is better than you and I have more Twitter followers. Really? Okay. So you have 6,000 Twitter followers, but you're following like 9,000 people. And I'm not trying to put anybody on blast, but I mean, so you're following more people than follow you, you
Well,
know?
look at it this way.
Um,
Whenever you started investigating with us, your style was completely different than
yeah,
PD's.
yeah,
We took your style and we learned from you, and it
yeah.
helped us adjust our style to get better evidence.
Everybody can learn from everybody. It's so easy, dude. It's
Yes,
so
it is.
easy, and it's just, like when people just, well, you don't do this the right way, or you didn't send it your REM pod the right. Really? Okay, great.
Or really, there's no
And,
certain way. Just
and
sit down.
absolutely, Facebook user, you have to have fun.
Amen.
I have a really great friend, Kedrick Olson, and he's really into like Nordic and stuff like that, and magic and stuff. And that's one of his top five things about paranormal investigating is you gotta have fun too. I mean, if you go in and you're just rah, rah, let's go. It's just
That's right.
Yep.
it's just boring. Because then you're gonna be like,
Yeah.
well, hey, Dan, you don't want to just be like, like I don't know, let's win the Second World War when we're investigating. I'm
Yeah.
sorry to say that, but
Could you imagine how it would have been when we did the battleship if we would have been gung ho Billy Ghost Hunter and not put her in that fun? I mean, come on, dude. We had a ball.
it was fabulous. We had great experiences,
Yep.
and it was incredible, and we were there having a good time. And there were some things that were a bit unnerving to me, but it's just I mean, come on, dude. Like you go in and everybody's wearing black. They're all in a bad mood. They all got their arms crossed and like this. That's why I always go like this. Hang 10, man. Enjoy yourself.
Yep.
I mean, you know, not to humble brag, but this past weekend, I was with Patty Negri the whole weekend, and we had a blast, and we did not talk about the paranormal at all, at all. And it was one of the most incredible things that OHL was privy of doing. And I mean, God, it doesn't have to be paranormal all the time. And if you're in the paranormal, okay, let's get serious and we can talk about it. But still, there's going to be grumpy ghosts. There's going to be great ghosts, and thanks, Angela. But there's things that are going to happen that are going to be in between. But I mean, when people come out and say this and that about everything, and I understand what YouTube does and the algorithm and why you have to have the name in the thing and stuff like that. But geez, man, if I know pretty I know two pretty good demonologists, and one is Carl Johnson and the other is Jamie Needle. And
Yep.
and they're pretty much leaders in the field. So if you want to talk about demons, I'll give you their phone number and they can do it. And Carl's been doing it for 50 years and he has five legit cases. Okay. So, if you're on YouTube all the time and every time you have a demon, you might want to give him a call because you got a problem. So
Yeah.
sorry,
That's
kind of
like
went off on a rant there. Sorry.
Well,
me and
Dave.
Brian, 20 years, Brian. How many demons have we encountered?
That's one every 10 years.
28 years, twice.
Yeah, Carl and Keith. Yeah, Carl and Keith. Yeah, Carl has a great brother, but James is really good. He just came back from Romania, so
Yeah.
um,
So that's where PD's at now. With PD is changing over. We're going old school. Matter of fact, we have ordered a old reel-to-reel recorder.
nice.
We've got a analog tape audio recorder. And we're going to go old school. We're going to start using some candles, and we're going to put some natural energy in these places, and we're just going to investigate. We're going to use our bodies, which is your best piece of equipment, and you didn't have to pay anything for it. I don't have to tote it around in a case. I just got to walk it, you know? But yeah, we got a lot of changes coming in Parafam. Of course, you see the logos have changed. You got Parafam Studios logos changed. Parafam Studios is not paranormal. I just go ahead and put that out there. It's not paranormal. Parafam Studios is a place to get thumbnails, videos, logos, commercials, and advertisement. Okay, it don't have to be paranormal. It could be for your lawnmower business. It could be for
Cooking
your
shows,
service,
cooking.
anything.
What are you going to cook, Brian?
Already got one made. We're just waiting to air it.
Yep, we
What?
get
What?
ready to
What?
debut.
What? Oh, okay. So we'll talk
Ready
about
to
that.
debut.
Oh my God.
And then Parafam Entertainment, it's not just paranormal. Parafam Entertainment is a broadcasting network company that will be coming out in January. It's going to be out on Roku. It is monetized already. And it's going to be dropping in January. And the reason behind Parafam Entertainment is to give people another place to be able to put their content out there, not just paranormal. If you want to get on there and sell pocketbooks or sell jewelry like a lot of people's doing on Facebook now, you can put your show on Parafam. No problem. It's not just paranormal related. Now, Parafam, the family, that's another logo that you see up there. Parafam family is teams that are in the field for legitimate reasons, and they want to work together with all of us to get answers. There's no, well, my way's better than your way. There's no, oh, my equipment costs more than yours. It don't matter. I can call any of these logos on the bottom of the screen right there, from Our Haunted Lives, Raven Paranormal, to First Line Paranormal, to Rob. I can call any one of them teams and say, look, PD needs help. You know what? They will be here.
Boom.
They won't say, well, what's in it for me? How much
Boom.
gas money you going to give me? You don't hear
Boom.
that. They're going to
Boom.
be there for you.
Pow. Sorry.
Pow pow.
Pow.
Is about.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to make sure I clarify that, because a lot of people I've heard has got Parafam listed as a paranormal group. No, it's not. It is a collaboration of people who want to work together on all aspects of the table.
Sure. Can I address something really quick?
Yeah.
Please.
Gotcha.
Hitty has put up Carl and Keith Johnson, Ed and Lorraine Warren, Johnny Zaffis, and Tony Spera. So I have a love and hate relationship with the Warrens. I think that
Hello, Irene.
hi Irene. I think that they were over our, there was a pay grade issue when they wanted to do something. I had the pleasure of interviewing Andrea Perra from the Conjuring House or the Adams Farmhouse, whichever one we want to think of. And her description of what happened and how the Warrens actually interrogated or instigated what happened to her mother was actually bone chilling to me. So you guys need to read Andrea's book or listen to some of her interviews about how the Warrens were above their pay grade of when they went in there and tried to do an exorcism when it wasn't warranted. I'm sorry, no pun intended. But it's a very delicate subject for me because I do respect what they did, and I do understand how they advanced how we investigate. But I do understand that they were uninvited to a lot of places and just showed up. So do your research. Talk to some people who are actually there. And Diddy, yes, yeah, Aaron Conjured House, yes, absolutely. And kind of talk to some people who actually worked with them, and go from there. But I do respect them. I'm not saying I don't respect them whatsoever. I do respect the people that they work with, because they are advancing, everything like that. And Tony's a great guy. So I just needed to say that of, just, about the warnings. So
Yeah.
sorry.
Well, I,
It's great that they're on movies right now, but that is 100% Hollywood. So,
yep. Well, see, I've done my research myself,
yeah.
because when I first got into the field, that was your idols. That's who you looked up to, Ed and Lorraine.
Mhm.
And I did research of my own. I looked into a lot of details and back trailing and paperwork and talked to a lot of people. And it's kind of the same thing that happened to them that's going on now. And it's where people go in it with good intentions for the right reasons. They do. But the first time a movie director comes up and flashes cash and you see, oh, I can make money on this, it clouds your judgment. Don't let that happen.
Absolutely. Yeah. 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 It's just, what's that say? You don't know what goes on until you get there and really assess the problem. Then you do it right one chance only, and you do it right one chance only. Irene, I kind of agree with you, but you still have to feel out what's going on through the night. It can change drastically. What do you think, Brian?
I think the same thing. When you get somewhere, it can change, and whatever you do could intense ever what's there. But like with us, some of our cases take more than just one time. Could take a week or
Yeah,
two,
yeah, yeah.
sometimes
And
months.
Rob, what about you? I mean, because I think, well, one, yeah. Thank you, Angela. I really appreciate it because I really remember of when we got into St. Albans, and
Mhm.
we were the first two teams that were in there. Uh, after like COVID came,
Yep.
and the place was just super quiet,
Yep.
and then all of a sudden,
It broke loose.
boom! I ran out. Not once but twice. Once was because of a growl. The second one was because of a rubber zombie that was behind the white sheet. But
Poor old
still,
spark plug.
yeah. Oh my god, that place. Oh,
But yeah,
yeah,
I guess the thing when you get to a location, if some of us might have a little bit of sensitive thinking, just like Brian. I have to give Brian credit when we talk to the clients, whether it's StreamYard or on the phone.
sure.
Brian is pretty good at picking up on that client. Brian is pretty good at picking up on what's going on for that client, and it really helps me decipher what I got to do, what I need, and how I got to handle the situation by how he picks up on the client. So it's not always what it sees.
Yeah.
It's not always what you think it is. How many times, Brian, have we been called into a demonic case, demonic keyword, and we get over there
Air
and,
quotes, everyone. Air quotes.
when we get over there, their floor is like this. It's not level at all. And their biggest claim was the door keeps opening. But it's a demonic case because I feel sick, I feel nauseated, I feel like I'm being watched.
Are they
You
by
know,
power lines? Were they by power lines? What was under their house? What were they eating? What was the electronic readings in their house? I mean, there's so many things you can go to, Robert. So you know what I'm talking about. So,
Oh yeah.
oh,
when I did a house, I had to change my tactic in the middle of cleansing because I had to do it a different way. And sometimes you have to.
yeah,
Sometimes you have to change your tactics. We've had to do it.
yeah.
And she said, David, you did a dude run.
Oh, you have no idea, Hitty. You have no idea
It was more like
how
Forrest Gump.
of how fast of how of how fast I ran down those steps.
And Nikki, you said a mouthful right there. It's kind of like an illness. You just can't jump in head first and treat it. You have to understand it and have a plan of action.
Yeah, true.
100%. I see your brother and your daddy. Talk to well.
I just wish we had. I wish we had a video for Haiti of how fast I ran out of St. Albans.
Oh, Lord.
Forget the Flash. We got Dave Taylor.
Yeah, it was growl. Get out of my way. Tank's at the bottom, and Drip was on the stairs, and I was like this with Drip. almost like Will Smith in like old school of when he hits that kid of when he has a dart. Get out of my way.
You know, Tank was talking about that the other day, David. He said, I'm a big guy and I covered half that stairwell. I still don't understand how David got around me.
Dude, trust me. I just slimmed down for like 1 second, and I think I went sideways around Tank. just kind of got out of there. Then there you were outside, and hey man, can I have one of the smokes? Sure, you all right? Yeah, I'm okay, but something just happened.
I'll sit there. I'm like, Rob, what the hell's going on down there?
I said, you got to come down here. David just ran.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad, but still funny. So.
Irene said I only had one bad case because it was only dark spirits, not demonic. Well, thank you for that, because most people would jump the gun and say demonic. So
very good.
Dark spirits, good job, Irene. Proud.
What's my saying, Rob?
Go ahead and say it.
If you're an asshole in life, you're gonna be an asshole in death.
Just a grumpy ghost, man. Just a grumpy ghost. That's it.
Mark, this is Mr. Mark Dawkins. He said, I shared an idea for an investigation with Robert last night. We're going to run it by Brian. If it comes through, David, you and others on here will have to be there. And David, I talked to you about that today.
Sure, absolutely.
I talked to Brian about it too, Mark. So we're going to be sitting down with you very, very soon.
Yeah, and we can bring Christy in.
Yes,
and just a shout out to her because she's my great partner, Christy Rizzo.
Vampire.
aka Vampira. She's absolutely incredible. I love her. I could not do this without her. Pumpkin spice, really, Brian?
Hey, I got pumpkin AF right now.
Wow. Hey, Rob, I gotta go real quick. Sorry.
Don't knock it till you try.
Oh Lord.
Sorry.
Only on Paranormal Static.
No, I'm not doing it. But with Christy, yeah, absolutely. She'll be there, and she has so many abilities, and she actually had a really big breakthrough in the seance this past weekend. Actually down up in Massachusetts. So she is coming along, and when you meet her, you will understand what I'm saying. Yep. Of look down and start looking for quarters, because if not, you're going to be a fucking frog in about 12 hours. So.
Well, I mean, me and Brian ourselves in the middle of an investigation, we've walked outside and called Christy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just how good she is at what she does.
Yeah. I mean, you guys are pretty good too, and Brian, with what you're picking up on now, I mean, you need to start working on some different stuff, and with the conversation I had with Rob, it just sounds like you guys are really kind of breaking through that kind of glass ceiling and really understanding of where you need to go with your investigations, and that's kind of where we're all at now. And I think a lot of people are doing the same thing, of like, okay, the toys are cool, but we don't need them. We really don't need them.
Exactly. It's like, where are you coming from, Dave? It's like the paranormal field now. You got to stop being the sheep and be the shepherd.
Absolutely, dude.
Lead the way.
Absolutely. You guys scare me down. Oh, well, Irene, if you ever have the pleasure to go into Hinsdale House, please do not invite me. Okay, because that place is the most horrible place I've ever been in my life. So, and I will never go back. But Christy is going to make me go back. So,
We'll go with you. We got you.
dude. Yeah, but you'll understand. You'll understand as soon as you get there. You'll just understand.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
And Brian, honestly, you need to give a shout out to the one who's helping you reach your abilities right now.
Miss April Brissett.
That's right.
Irene, konnichiwa.
Arigato. Is that what that means?
Means thank you.
Yep.
Blacklist the Hinsdale House. Why, Haiti?
Backlist.
Oh, backlist. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they probably booked.
Oh yeah, no, they're booked up solid. That's the thing that happens now with all these places. Look at that. Konnichiwa.
So Rob, does Dave know where we're going back to our favorite place in May? Parafam.
Yeah, I actually spoke with Jennifer today to verify where I got confused, and it is May 26th through 28th.
Oh snap!
I got a date with Donald that night.
I think you and I do.
Yeah, we do.
Because the last time. Oh,
All right, Mark. Talk to you soon, brother.
thanks, man. Thanks for
brother.
tuning in. I really appreciate it. I think I need to face the staircase from hell, and go up it and get into that room. And I think a really good thing, is something we can do. Brian, is either you and I stay in there, and we don't do anything. We just maybe leave a ghost box on or something, and see what's going on. Like maybe just one piece of equipment of just like an LED ball or something, and see what's going on, because we both had extreme experiences there. He said he was going to kill me. He threw you up against a wall, and I think we need to resolve something there.
Oh yeah.
So when we go back, it will be even better for us, because Donald is doing territorial pissings, and he doesn't want to let go of what he has.
Exactly.
And he's seeing two very dominant males be in there at the same time, and he does not want them there. That's what I'm getting from it. Yeah. So that's what I got from when I was there. So absolutely.
Well, that's coming up. We're going to be booking what Mark's talking about. That's going to be coming up. That's going to include David Taylor and Christy Grissom as well, y'all. Me and Brian's got a few more things up our sleeves coming up for 2023, especially with the stellar events that I'm hoping is going to include David and Christy as well. Yeah. And it's going to bring up Raven Paranormal, Miss Jennifer and them. It's just so much. The May investigation at St. Albans is actually going to be a Parafam family day. So there's going to be teams there from Parafam. I'm hoping Rob's going to be there with us from Get Haunted, Karen Kerper from Paranormal Brew. You got Eldon and Donna, and a lot of the ones from Mackinville Paranormal's coming all the way from Arizona to be with us.
Cannot wait to meet all of those people. It's just going to be.
And then you got First Line Paranormal, Cody and Morgan, and the First Line team. We're hoping they're going to come up and be with us for that weekend. It's just going to be so amazing.
Good evening, everyone. This is N4CMD.
What the hell is that?
That's Mark.
Amateur radio net coming on.
Is that the space station? What's going on, Robert? Who are you talking to?
Yeah. That's Mark that left the podcast.
No, and we're looking forward to like I said, we did the event for Halloween down in Hamlet, which was really, really great. And oh wow. Well, we would probably go to Mount Fuji instead of the suicide waterfall. So, but I don't know if I could deal with seeing dead bodies hanging from trees. So, because that's what the suicide forest is in Japan. So, West versus State in Mitchell, Indiana, or Hell's Gate in Brazil, Indiana. Oh, Brazil, Indiana. Sure, it's not that far.
All right, we'll make a road trip, hit up to Madison Seminary and all that way as well.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I'm going all the way to Michigan. So, Donna, thanks for.
Hey, Miss Donna, dear.
Well, David,
Um,
I'm going to St. Albans next month with the Haunted Nights just to hang out.
Oh, okay. Well, say hi to Brandon and Lyle and Tanya.
Well, and I'm kind of excited. I'm taking my wife and my kid. They wanted to go, so it's gonna be
Are
interesting.
Mike and Chris going to be there?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
know
there
it.
you go. I don't know if Christy. No, it's Haunted Nights, so I'm not sure if she's going to be there. She probably will not be. So, you know, uh, but yeah, uh, have fun there, dude.
Yeah,
You know what's going on there, man.
Oh yeah, I do. Like I said, the wife and kid, that'll be a good experience for them with a lot of people there.
Sure.
Unlike us going in just 2 or 3 people.
It'll be fun. It'll be really fun, and I mean, we got a lot of big things coming up for Rochelle. We're kind of redoing the website. You can go there to ourhauntedlives.com. You can follow us on social media. Uh, Facebook group, Our Haunted Lives, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Um, you know, we're on there. We're mostly on Facebook. Sorry, you know, I'm not into doing weird videos. I can announce if you guys want to go over and help support us. We're gonna start doing some things on Patreon, whichever one you want it. We're gonna figure out the tiers. It's gonna be launched on the first of the year, and we're gonna figure out how it goes, and we'll probably have like 2 or 3 exclusives to there, and then plus our investigations and just weird stuff of like when Christy and I are traveling. We'll put that up there to really kind of get the people to help us. We're also looking for sponsors for the show. So if anybody has a business or a local business that they think would be good for our haunted lives, please let us know. We're not charging exuberant prices, but we are looking for sponsorship to help us travel to get some other things. And that's what the Patreon is for also. You're gonna have that really kind of fun, gimmicky stuff that we do behind the scenes, but it's really about sponsorship for what we have. So you guys are on mute.
Yeah, I just muted while you were talking so you wouldn't hear the radio going on.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So what is this?
Wanted to ask the opinion you may have of the Warrens as investigators and how their popularity in Hollywood may have helped or hurt the investigating community.
Well, you can do a roundtable with this, and you guys can go first. And I can
All right, Brian, you want to go first? Let me pull it back up so you can read it.
Well, I think a lot of stuff, the popularity of Hollywood, it's got investigators think stuff's supposed to happen like that all the time. And that's kind of put a damper on the field too. Like some of the TV shows, they think they're going in and get stuff all the time, which they don't realize some of your true teams and the true factional, real people on TV that does the stuff. It takes them weeks at a time to film one investigation for a show. I mean, with the Hollywood, I think it's put a damper on the field because it's supposed to be like in the limelight, and it's not like that.
Just to give you a prime example of what Brian is talking about, which he, in my opinion, is absolutely right. If you go look at the case files for Ed and Lorraine, some of the cases that they did took 2 to 3 months to get the evidence that they received off of those cases. So, it takes a long time to do the case. Any team that can run into a location overnight and solve all the questions and problems and answer everything, I don't know about that. I've never had that luxury of being able to solve something so quick like that when it comes to paranormal. But people, I'm gonna be honest with you. Ed and Lorraine were the grandparents of this community, and everybody knows that. And if it wasn't for them, we would not be sitting here where we're at right now in this community. So, I understand completely, but I do think Hollywood helped more than hurt. I mean, hurt more than helped. Sorry, it
Yeah,
hurt more than it helped.
yeah. Ernie, I just want to say hello to Ernie Pack. But yeah, when you watch those movies, I would suggest reading the stories first about what happened at those places, and then you can understand of how much Hollywood actually interacted. And it's probably over 90% that movie is fake. I mean, there's there's so many things in The Conjuring that just were not true. Sorry, and I just have to say it. I have to say it as an investigator and as actually what happened at that house. Um, you know, don't do the Queen Mary. The staff set it up. It's not haunted. Haiti, the Queen Mary is sinking, so it is not open right now to anything paranormal or tour wise. They're trying to save it so that it does not sink into Long Beach Harbor. So
I've done the Queen Mary. It's got a little bit of activity on it from what I've experienced myself.
yeah, it's just there's a lot of stress going on in there. So I don't. My personal opinion is I don't think anything would be going on in there because the ship is in distress, and I don't know if you guys could understand that, but if a place is in distress, it's just there's nothing that's going to be there. So you know I don't know. We did a place like that, and everything was Ernie. Thank you. Everything was outside, and then when we went back on the dates of where everything was supposed to happen, it was everything was inside. So it just depends. So, oh yes, yeah, absolutely they did, but you can take it with a grain of salt. How about the Hosier Files? Wow, with Cindy, Shane, and Dave. What do you guys think about the Hosier Files?
Oh, that's a pretty good show from what I've seen, and they're kind of true to what they're doing.
Well, I think she's actually asking about Hans, and not just the show that was on Travel Channel, you know, um, but you know, Hans Hosier was an absolute godfather to what we're doing also,
Yep.
other than the Warrens. So my suggestion is to really look into what he's doing. His files are available online. You can listen. I think you can listen to some tapes. I know you can read his diary or his notes and things like that, and just really kind of form your own opinion. And then what does Ernie say? Can you bring that? Ernie, I agree with you 100%. You know, it's
I agree
you know
100%, Ernie.
yeah we love and we love what they've done. We hate what Hollywood has made them. So yeah, she was a psychic, but she also was very liberal with people that she sent to places. I know personal people that met Ed and Lorraine Warren at a thing, and she asked people about their faith, and they said, "Yes, I have faith." And the next day, they were on a case without knowing anything to do. So I do believe that some of the things were a little bit. I'm probably going to get a lot of shit for this, but a little bit reckless. You know, so Um, there's just so much. There's just so much in the in New England. You have no idea when you go there. Unless you've been there, it just there's so many. It's just things pulling you fucking 50 different ways, dude. And it's really psychotic when you get there. So try going there with Christy Grissom. So
Get the
you know,
spark plug experience.
yeah, Johnny is, and so is Tony and everything like that. I know them all. Uh, we got to interview Johnny when we were in Vegas and stuff like that. So thank you. Ian.
Yeah, so we've covered a lot tonight, fellas, and I'm really happy with the audience. Thank y'all so much for
Yeah,
tuning
thank
in,
you.
likes
Thank
and
you.
shares and comments. It means a lot to us
Sure,
because if it wasn't for y'all, we wouldn't be doing this.
absolutely.
Uh, we just want to put some information out there to y'all that we believe in, that we can stand by, and that we actually act on. And that's where we're trying to go with Parafam. It's what we're trying to do with PD is do what we
It's what
start.
you are doing. It's not what you're trying to do. It's what you are doing, Robert.
Yeah, well,
So
thank
you are
you for
doing
that.
it. Yeah,
Thank
Thank you very
you
much,
are
David.
doing it. Yeah. No, thank you guys. So it's what you are doing.
you. Facebook user says, "Hey, bro, Don,
Bro.
Cool
backdrop."
backdrop, Brian. Like
Thank you.
I worked like 90 hours on this fucking background, and I don't get it. I don't. Wow. Thanks,
Um,
Donna. No, I'm just joking.
Oh Lord. Well, mine's just threw up because I'm out in the shop until I move. So
I've built a studio in my house. I built a. No, I'm just. I'm just
well,
making
I can't build a studio. I got like
fun.
2 foot from behind me to the bed.
Yeah.
and she says she hates people that ruins it for us. We want to help other people, and they're not ruining it for you. You just got to
No,
learn to ignore it. You gotta move on and do your own
yeah,
thing. Let them do their own thing. You do your own
exactly.
thing. That is the
Exactly.
best. The best way to handle that situation is just do you.
Yeah, just do you and go on and investigate how you want and listen to people and understand what they're saying because a lot of people will have some really great experience in what they've done and pick and choose from it. I mean, if you don't want to listen to it, don't listen to it. But most of the people that that have seen things, it's like when I talk to Carl Johnston, and and he's dealt with demons, and you look at Carl right in the eyes, and he looks right through you, looks right through you because of what he's seen, and he's got PSTD. I really think that. But, you know, just make sure that if you're dealing something that you don't know what you're dealing with, is to back off and get out of there ASAP.
And Rob, I can't hear you.
Take your mute off, Rob.
Rob, you
Unmute
gumming
yourself,
over
Rob.
there.
Unmute yourself, Rob.
He's slapping his gums and nothing coming out.
Yeah, I see that. I
Oh,
felt that
there you
radio
go.
over there. But Davis, I like your setup. Nice touch with Pennywise.
Oh, thank you for patronizing me. I really appreciate it, Dan.
And that
I'm just
right
joking.
there,
I'm just joking. So,
that
so
Facebook user there has got to be Mr. Brian Tanner. Keep on looking for them boogers. That's got to
Boogers.
be Brian.
what's a booger?
He picks at me. That's what he calls spirits. Them boogers.
He picks them in their spirits. What?
Hey,
No, he picks on me because I booger.
Oh, what is a
remember what?
booger though? I've never heard that
That's
before.
what
I
he
thought.
calls a spirit.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't mean to say this. Is that like a southern thing? Is that like how you guys call ghosts sometimes?
Some people in the South do, yeah. The
Okay,
lower South.
okay, okay. You guys looking for boogers?
Hey, Rob, we got to correct ourselves. We're not looking for ghosts or spirits. We're going to communicate with souls.
Yeah, we're going to try something. Me and Brian has been in the research for the last couple of weeks of deciphering the difference between a soul and a spirit. We know they're different. We know that. and we're trying to just learn and research all we can on it. So we've been hunting spirits for 30 years just about. So we're gonna try to do a little soul hunting and see if we can't tap into something different.
Nice. Nice.
Nikki said, like the boogeyman.
I like the boogeyman.
Ernie said, I've got friends who call Bigfoot wood boogers.
Never heard of that one.
Well, Ernie, I can't wait to get you and Ronnie LeBach together and
Can't
show
wait to get in
him
touch with him.
the picture that you sent to me about of what I thought might have been an entity at the battlefield. Ronnie was just nothing but special to us this past weekend. I can't wait to talk to him and have a long form interview with him. But yeah, I've got friends who call Bigfoot wood burgers. That's awesome, dude.
Hey, I'm about to ask Jessica next time I see her. She been
So
got
great.
some wood boogers.
I got some wood boogers. What's a wood booger?
Yeah.
It's about 9 feet tall and it's full of hair and it's right over there right now.
Hey, that's a good thing for a T-shirt. Wood boogers.
Yeah, it's throwing boulders at us. Oh, and by the way, it knocked a tree down, so we can't get out of here.
I'm glad you said that too, Brian. I want to go ahead and bring that up too. Encounter Quest 2023 will be at the Cole Auditorium here in Hamlet, North Carolina, at Richmond Community College. Encounter Quest is going to be huge. There's a lot of big name people who's going to be there. PD Region Paranormal is sponsoring it and speaking there. And after the Paracon or the Encounter Quest event, we're actually holding a ghost walk and a investigation of the Hamlet Train Depot, Birmingham Drug, the USO, and the Masonic Lodge in Hamlet for those that purchase tickets.
Nice.
It's going to be a really good event, April 1st, 2023. Yes, it's on April Fools. So those tickets will be over at Encounter Quest's site. If you go to PD's page, all the links are up there for it. And I will share the links out again tonight where everybody don't have to scroll down through to find them. But Encounter Quest is going to be a really good night. We're going to have a lot of fun that night.
We may have some special investigators that night too as well.
Who?
Chris and Mike, Rafe Chasers.
What?
Yeah. Chris and Mike's coming and they're going to be investigating. TWC will be there.
Oh, snap. Uh-oh. Looks like I might be offering my services to MC the event to come down and hang out with guys and with those guys.
You know you're always welcome, bro.
It might be outrageous at the end of the night. So
As long as we got Fireball, it'll all be good.
well, yeah, I mean we can have that, but the last time I was with them, they were basically like on a turnaround of like they were in the canvas and like out. They were there for like 4 hours. Boom, investigate, and then just flew out. I was like, all right, good to see you guys. But yeah, good to see you too. See you next time. So yeah.
Well, before we get out of here, everybody make sure you go over to Our Haunted Lives group page on Facebook, hit ourhauntedlives.com, give David and Christy a big thumbs up, follow.
Thank you.
Awesome podcast. If it wasn't for them, we would have never been doing this anyway.
Whatever. You guys are naturals. Whatever. Come on.
So make sure you give them a follow. Make sure you give them a like. Go over to Paraflix, subscribe, check them out.
Thank you.
And Our Haunted Lives has got some new things coming in January, which y'all are going to love. So stay tuned to what they got going on.
Yeah, please do. And thank you for everybody tuning in. Thank you to Rob O'Brien and to everybody involved with PD. You guys have been nothing but great to us, and we really appreciate it. So,
Brian, you want to handle your sister's question there?
I'm reading now. All I can see.
It
With
says,
constant
would
shadows.
constant shadows show up everywhere be considered boogers? I sense something around me quite often and catch shadows out of the corner of my eye. Gets a bit unsettling. Savannah has seen them too.
oh,
I will consider it boogers. Just tap into itself. It's possibly Grandpa. He follows me around, so it's probably more likely what I feel it is.
depends on what's on the land, also, and what has been in the past. for.
Yep.
So
Thank you.
it's just one of those things. And gentlemen, when I say you are one of the two most favorite people in the world that Chris and I have in our life. I really mean it. You guys have done so much for us, and just really, really, really appreciate your friendship, and I cannot wait for the future things that are going on. And you guys are going on. You guys are going on great things also. So stop selling yourself short, dude. You guys are fucking incredible also. So pardon my French, but it's true. It's really
Well, we appreciate it, brother. We really do. We just trying to do what we believe in, man. That's it.
You're doing it, brother. You're doing it, dude. You got events going on. You got this going on. You've got so many things going on, and it's just everybody needs to start paying attention to you. And, I had. Oh, thank you, Dan. The thing is we're both on an ascension of we're just going up, and going up. And you guys are doing what you're doing. We're doing what we're doing, and it's awesome. So thank you for having me on.
Anytime, man.
Hey, you're always welcome over here, bro.
Dude, anytime you need somebody to come on, let me know. I'll be up here, and we'll just shoot the bull and just go from there.
Oh yeah.
And shoot down people's theories about people and make people angry. So.
Well,
It's just our opinions, though. It's just our
Yeah.
opinions, and take it for what it is or what it's not, and go from there.
that's it. For a long time, we bit our tongues and we just laid back and let things happen. But it's to the point now to where you got to be vocal. You got to speak up for what you believe in. Stand up for what you believe in.
Just do it.
And that's what's going to take your team and advance your team to the next level.
100%. That's yeah. Go ahead, Brian.
Like David and him saying, do you, be you, no matter what nobody says about you, do what you want to do, investigate what you want to. Just remember, do it the right way. No longer be the sheep, be the shepherd. Lead the way. Don't follow.
Don't. Well, you know the deal, man. We both know the deal, and that's why I really try to tell people to go to a ghost hunt or haunted nights and see how investigating is, with the wraith chasers of how they do it and how they have a great time. Because if you go to something and you don't know what you're doing, man, there can be some definite repercussions.
You got that right.
And just remember to protect yourself, ground yourself. Have a lucky charm or something that you need with you. And if you're wondering about protection or grounding, there's many things on YouTube, or you can contact myself or Christy, ChristyParanormal.com, or at OHL DavidTaylor@gmail.com, and we can let you know. And you can talk to Rob or Brian also.
Hit either one of us up, all of us up if you need to. We'll lead you in the right direction.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, if we don't know what's going on, we can probably call somebody, and they can talk to you and lead you somebody in that area of something. So if you think something is really bad, step away, get away, and give some people a call, and we can call somebody and they can get involved.
Well, you remember what Barry said, Brian? The best way to ground yourself, in his opinion, take your shoes and socks off and stand on the ground for a while.
Boom, done. That's it. You could be sitting in a chair, Rob. You could be sitting in a chair, and people are like, "I got to go outside and ground myself," but the chair is made of wood.
Yep.
So you can just grab the wood and ground yourself there.
Yep.
There's many different ways.
What's up, Mr. Tank?
Tank. Hey, brother. You've been ducking me for about 13 years. I've been traveling this country, and I've been looking for you, Tank. But guess what? I finally found where you are. You're in southern North Carolina, and I'm coming down there, brother. And when I see you, there's going to be a cage around the ring and a roof on top of that. So it's going to be the last battle of Southern North Carolina. I can't do it anymore. Sorry.
Anybody wondering? Yes, we're
Yeah.
talking about wrestling.
Yeah, sorry.
I'll just walk out there and just put my finger up.
Guess what, brother? I just got a drink of water and I can talk again. No. Thank you. Good to see you. So, all right, boys. I guess this is it. But I'm sorry that I'm coughing. In a Ric Flair voice.
Woo!
Okay, hold on 1 second. Hold on. Let me see if I can do that.
Oh Lord, here we go.
So, I come out here. Hold on. 1 second. Shivani, I'm out here in my $3,000 suit with my $25,000 belt and my shoes that cost more than your house. See, I can't talk like Ric Flair. Damn it.
Styling and
Yeah, I know.
profiling.
But I kind of had
Jet
the
plane
gist of it.
flying.
Yeah, I kind of had the
Right.
gist of it. So, you know, the shoes cost more than your house. You know,
Kiss,
it's kind of in
stealing,
the
wheeling, and
cadence.
stealing.
Yeah, it's kind of in the cadence. You know, of my shoes cost more than your house. I spent more money on spilled liquor this year than you made in the past 10 years. Woo! There you go.
And don't forget the Ric Flair drip. Woo!
Oh, woo! Woo!
Yeah. Ric Flair drip.
Tank, let me tell you, you've been all across the country, Tank. You've been ducking me, and you're a big man, just like myself. And I usually say that there's nothing bigger than the Rocky Mountains than there is of the outcast David Taylor. But my friend, I might have run into Mount Everest. But when we get to Hamlet and we square off in that ring, this is not going to be fun. It's not what you're going to think of a normal match. This is going to be, I don't know. Sorry.
You know, they're giving me an idea, Brian. You know, the big investigation we're talking about for next year.
Oh, no.
You know, I could have a ring put up there, right?
Oh, yeah. And you know, I have two really bad knees, so this is not going to work out. Mr. T, what? Jeez, right.
Lord.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord, you got called out.
Oh, shit. I just should have kept my mouth shut. Tag, my gear doesn't fit anymore. So,
Hello, Facebook user. Well, we appreciate everybody tuning in with us. We ain't going to take up no more of your time tonight, but make sure you go give our Haunted Lives a like and a follow. Stay in tune with what's going on with PD Region over at PD Region Paranormal LLC or PDRegionParanormal.com, or keep up with us at Parafam Entertainment.
Yeah.
Brian, any last words for these good people, brother?
Y'all stay classy.